Back in the day, when you broke your stick shift Foxbody's transmission, you only had a couple options. Head to the junkyard and hopefully score one, or possibly check on Craigslist and hopefully find somebody local that might be selling one. You only really had the TKO and the 3550, or you had to fix your busted ass T5. But we're not here to build another stock T5. This right here was how you had a T5 live behind some horsepower. We have definitely broke our fair share of T5s here, right here on the channel. Well before we even started YouTube. And behind me here on this table is the upgraded version to the old school way of making horsepower last in your stick shift Foxbody back in the 90s and early 2000s. I finally get a chance to build that. We're gonna gather up what parts we have left from Dad's broken T5 that we did at the track, and we're gonna put this thing together right here on the channel. In the 90s, 2000s, they had the GeForce gear set, the GeForce case. This was your strengthened T5 that supposedly would handle 500, and I've even heard people say it's handled 600 horsepower. T5s suffer from, lack of strength, specifically in the third gear area. And hell, even in the input shaft, you can twist the shit out of one of those. But we managed to score a really nice GeForce synchronized kit that you can still buy today. And from our buddy Earl Johnson here on the channel, we got super lucky and found the GeForce case that hasn't been sold in over a decade or more. We get to put that together here on the channel, something I've always wanted to do for 20 or 30 years. And we get a chance to put it in Dad's car and make some hits in it and see how well it drives. But the main focus of this video, let's just get it together first before we get the install done. As you can see, we pretty much got all the stuff from Dad's broken transmission that we had here in the box. Now, Dad's transmission suffered from a busted third and counter shaft, and the input was pretty wore out. Also, I wanted to show you, when we started taking this counter support plate out, as we have used for several years here in all our T5s, goes in the back here, we found that thing was loose. The T5s suffer from case flexing. The third gear is usually what busts, and it usually takes the counter out with it. One of the issues that we're gonna have is my dad's old Ram HD clutch was a 10 spline, and this is a 26, but I got some spare, like old school 26 spline center force discs, McLeod discs, and an old Spec 2 Plus that we used to use here on the channel. I think we're gonna put that back in Dad's car and get the 26 spline to work. I mean, I could order something new, but yeah, it's not really what I wanna do. I got extra parts, let's put them in there and see if they work. Why not, right? Getting the input set up and get the counter set up so we can start setting up the main case. You can just see the significant difference right here between the two cases themselves. Just the thickness of the transmission itself and the strength behind it. So this is kind of neat. As I was gonna put this bearing on, this has got like a little spacer here. Got to pay attention to little things like that. It was taped on. I'm pretty sure this just goes together like a normal stock T5 would. Hopefully we don't screw some shit up. Guess if we do, we'll do it right here on camera. We're gonna have to take all this stuff out of the case right here and put some of these parts in the side case just like they have stock. We'll get this set up inside first before we drop the counter in. Put a new sleeve in it while we're at it. These things will cause your transmission to leak. Found us a new counter support bearing that we've had. We're gonna run with this seal in the back. This is what's nice about hoarding parts. Old school bag that I've had for years. Found us a new input bearing, so that'll come in handy. Having a little bit of an issue with the rear counter race. Want to make sure that it fits, but I got the front one on. Nice new one. Got this stuff set up. Broke a couple T50s trying to get this out. I'm having problems fitting this race, and I don't know why. A little bit of clearancing issue. Had no problem in this front one, but I need to get this set up so I can do the counter. And the main shafts look exactly the same. As far as length, where the hub's at, they look about the same. Sometimes it's the little victories. Had to use quite a bit of heat. Got it hot, but I got it out. Got it all set up right here on the side. Let's figure out this race situation before we get this counter set up. Had to test fit the counter support bearing race. Front cluster bearing in. Slide this in like you would a normal T5. That should be pretty good there. I like it. put this bearing in here and put the race in that we just did. Got one of those new counter support plates we're gonna go ahead and put in there instead of using the old one. These are two of the main components in making your T5 last. Only about 30 bucks or so, but you know, some are steel, billet steel, some of them are aluminum. I guess it doesn't really matter which one you use, but I like to use the billet steel one. Keep everything nice and shimmed. I think that's the reason why my dad's transmission fell apart. I mean, check out the threads there. They were like all the way out. There was nothing there. This was loose and this was loose. And these were pulled. Something like that coming loose is definitely gonna let that case flex, and probably was the reason why it broke. Having all these extras, old races are key to putting stuff like this together. Cheap press, I've had one of these for a long time. Just something I got at Harbor Freight. It's got countersunk so it can stay behind one of the gears. We started with 105 and we're gonna go to, I'm gonna see if it's got any play in it. Pretty much done with the main case here. Nice and shimmed up, tight, ready to go. Next, we're gonna move over here and set up the input. Set our top plate up, put a new gasket in it. Get the tail shaft set up with the seal. And then we're putting the main shaft together. GeForce transmission. It's not going together pretty much any different than a T5. And I got through a couple problem areas and we made it happen. Those are the little things they don't talk about. You don't see the struggle a lot on the internet, the social media. I never skip that stuff here on my channel. The struggle is where the discipline's at to get your shit off the jack stands. We talk about that in pretty much all of our builds on the channel. But slowly but surely, we're putting together this gearbox that's gonna be one hell of a T5, and it's gonna be really cool to drive. And I've always wanted to do it, so let's get back at it. So I went to put the bearing on that you usually have to press on your input shaft, and apparently on GeForce, you just slide it on. That's kind of a neat little scenario there. I'm gonna put some needle bearings in here. Okay, we got everything set up with the input, the retainer with a new seal, tail shaft, putting a new sleeve and a new seal in the back. We're just gonna go back with some OG pads on these that were actually in really good condition. I don't run bronze pads. I don't really worry about stuff like that. With any luck, we should have this done in about an hour. And guys, we're gonna get it together and we're gonna have some fun with it in Dad's car. Hopefully we got it together correctly. I guess we'll see. I've always wanted to build this thing and drive it here on the street and have some fun with it. So we get started here on the main shaft. I already got the key in. So this should be pretty quick and simple. Shouldn't take too long. Got our rear bearing here. 2 lock-in rings. Got that all pressed on, put the gear on. There we go. Now I always like to test fit this. All right, we'll get these in the respective slots. So I always take like a little bit of a grease and just put the grease on them just to make sure they stay in place. And the slider goes in a specific way, so perfect. Right. Again, this is the number 1's Synchro, so this one's practically probably new. This is just going together pretty easy, just like the normal T5. Got us a new cage bearing for second gear here. And I gotta get the shim. All right, forgot this spacer here. So I got a third gear here. This is the one that, and the pitches are different on the factory one versus the GeForce. Plus this one's a lot stronger. It's a lot bigger teeth. It's gonna be a nice unit to use. I always like to take the clip and kind of set it in here just to make sure it's gonna clearance, because I've had third gears that went on with some of them aftermarket clips that just completely suck, because the ones that come in the kits just pieces of crap. See how that happened? See how tight that is? So here we go. Now it's not bound up. It's perfect. Sometimes those little clips that's why I keep a stack of them around. I'm about to put the third gear on too, so got to make sure all these roller bearings are in place. Now we didn't reuse any of the old bearings because they had seen some metal. So we went ahead and put new ones on. Heck yeah, man, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. Pretty excited here. Got a nice little strong GeForce unit. Finishing it up. One thing that's different that I noticed is this is the same thing as the input bearing. This thing just kind of slips on. It doesn't even press. Which kind of makes me a little bit nervous, but it doesn't matter once we start locking this in. So I'm gonna come over here, set up the camera, and we're gonna finish the last part of this right here on the table. Go ahead and slip this main shaft in now. Easy peasy. One thing we are gonna do is go ahead and build this front so this stays together in the front. Getting towards the end here. We've got a few more pieces to put on. I almost forgot the synchro. I didn't have a whole lot of problems with any of Dad's transmission synchros or small pieces, so we're just gonna go ahead and send it. We got the back of the transmission all buttoned up, actual main shaft and all the gears set up in here. We're gonna get the top plate on now that we already have set up over there. Tail shaft in, glue everything in. Yeah, I think we're time to function check it and shift it and see if it actually works. We got an old shifter back here, an old B&M shifter right there that we test with it. Man, this is gonna be badass. Do a quick test fit here. Oh, hell yeah, look at that. Pretty much gonna go through these back bolts real quick one more time, and we're gonna have to shim it up and glue it down. See you at the end. All right, we got it all fixed up here and we are ready to function check this thing. Basically, we're gonna shift through the gears real quick and make sure that everything's in working order. We battled this thing all day and had some things we had to deal with, but I think we got it all figured out. I had to walk away for a little bit, went to the gym, cleared my head, came back and made it happen. Yes, we did. All right, here we go. I haven't even done this yet. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Ah, reverse. We got us a unit here, boys. Got us a unit. Hell yeah. Oh, this thing's gonna ship like butter, bros. Oh, man. First GeForce unit I've ever built. Damn, this is badass. Now to get it in Dad's car. Well, we got it all together. This thing is gonna definitely be a unit for sure. Shifted super good while I was on the table with a function check. Went together pretty much fairly well. I got all the strength stuff here. The case, which was hard to find. The front retainer, the rear counter support plate, the billet steel one, all the good gears inside synchronized. And I don't think I'm gonna have anything to worry about behind that old budget turbo GT40 build we got. But will it hold the 500 horsepower that Dad's car actually puts out on 14 pounds of boost? It's still a T5, guys. We are giving it the best chance as a T5 style transmission to survive behind some power. We did what we had to do straight out of the 90s, early 2000s, putting the right parts in. I appreciate you guys watching. I know it's kind of more of a techie video, just us assembling it and putting it together. We did have some things that we ran into that, well, we just had to fight through and get it done. And this is the stuff that we talk about, getting shit out the jack stands on the channel. We had to take a break for a second as we was getting frustrated, but we came back and we made it happen. Leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. Check out that join button, become a member of the channel. It helps me to bring content to you here. But outside of that, I appreciate everybody for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video where we're gonna be putting this badass unit in Dad's car and making our first street hit.